Got a question from Muhammad. I wanted to know what your opinion on pulling the bar off the floor, with the hip bones high versus low while performing a snatch or clean. Does it depend on the lifter's bone structure? Okay, and he's got levers, muscles. Yeah, actually, one of the things I picked up, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to notice it. In fact, I know that Dick Notmeyer and Jim Schmitz used to talk about certain lifters, but it's the shank. It's the bones between your knees and heels that I think determine where the hips are going to be. If you have really short shank, whatever, foreleg, whatever the lower leg, if you have a really, really, really short one, you probably could have your hips way up there and do all these marvelous things. When you work with the guys like I have in the NBA, the National Basketball Association, who are 7 foot, they're this much taller than me. Uh, wow. I mean, for them to put their hands on the bar on the floor, I didn't pick it up as quickly as I should have, but they're the ones where I first figured out every snatch and clean should be from high boxes, because when you put the weights up on boxes for those guys, it gave them a normal starting position. Because I noticed it the first time I was up in Portland, Oregon, and I'm sitting in a restaurant, and I look over, and there's a professional basketball team eating at the restaurant, and I looked over, and they all sit in chairs funny, and I realized they sit in chairs funny because one of them was Ralph Sampson. He was a very famous basketball player, and the distance between his heel and his knee, you could fit a normal person could stand next to it and take a picture. He was just so long there. So yeah, you'd have to train someone like that different. Is the answer the same for the power versions of Lift 2? Yes. Any wisdom, tips, and advice would be immensely helpful. Well, the only thing, Muhammad, if you are over 5'6", if you're over this tall, you'll probably find that the Olympic bar is too low to the ground for most people's hinge. That's why in the post-deployment program, I recommend rack deadlifts only. And when people first start doing the rack deadlifts only program, they're like, I don't get it. And they'll say things like, these are too easy. And it's like, well, they're not. Yeah, okay, they are easy because they're light and the reps are high. But the other reason they're easy is because you're moving the weights in a very favorable position. So I don't know how tall you are, but you might want to consider more lifts from the hang or from boxes. And if you're shorter, you're lucky to be an Olympic lifter. So hope that helps. Thanks.